What's going on, people? What's going on? Come in, come in. Europe, Dre was good. Was good. What is good, people? Happy Friday. Hope everybody's having a good weekend or start to a good weekend. Shout out to Geechee. What's good? Let's talk this NBA talk, man. Let's talk these playoffs. See who know what they talking about. Shout out Bang. What's going on, Bang? Link is in the chat if anybody want to pull up. We're going to recap these games. Where you headed to, Dre? What is good? What is good? Y'all bring y'all, as Chilltown would say, bring y'all big asses in. Take a seat. Let me know how that go, Dre. I ain't never been to a sneaker con, man. Let me know how that go when you get back. Geechee said the Mavs. Hey, we're gonna talk about it. Make sure you take the link, Geechee, if you want. Pull up. I think the Mavs. That game scares me. I'm leaving that game alone. We're gonna talk about it though. We definitely gonna talk about that Mavs Clippers game because I got no faith in the Clippers right now. None. Absolutely none. Link is in the chat. But just to recap so far for the NBA playoffs, we got the Knicks and Hawks tied 1-1 going into game 3 tonight in Atlanta. You got the Nets and Celtics. Nets are up 2-0. They are now playing in Boston tonight. And then the last game is the Clippers and Mavericks. The Mavericks are up 2-0 on the Clippers. And now they're at home. So we're going to get into all of that. As you can see on my ticker, right down here going across, I have the numbers for the game. If you want to bet on the game, those are the latest numbers that I have. They may fluctuate a little bit, but that's what we got so far. That was as of maybe 2 hours ago. So y'all pile in, man. Y'all pile in and let's get this thing cracking. But the first game I want to go over, y'all, is the Knicks and the Hawks. So game 1, Atlanta won at the I think they won at the buzzer if I'm not mistaken. I think Trae Young hit a floater and they won the game by 2 points. And then the second game, the Knicks got at them, won by 9. Series tied 1-1, like I said. It's going to Atlanta, and I think the Hawks win. I think the Hawks win at home tonight. Salute phone 509. Shout out. I think it's gonna be another tight game between the Knicks and Hawks. I think the Atlanta's favored by 4.5 points. Don't know if they're gonna beat them by 5, but I think Atlanta wins at home. I think a 2 or 3 point game. You know what I'm saying? I think Trae Young got something in his bag. You know, he got spit on, I think, in game 2 in New York. I think he got chip on the shoulder. I think he's gonna bring it home tonight for Atlanta. I think Atlanta might show out tonight. Even though I said the game gonna be tight, I also could see Atlanta showing out tonight. I think Trae Young might drop a 40, 50 burger on them boys tonight. But the Knicks are tough. So, but for me personally, I put my money on Atlanta. I'll tell you that straight up. Just to win the game. I didn't do the spread. I money line bet Atlanta to get this win tonight. Second game, we got the Nets and Celtics. And so far, if y'all been paying attention, that ain't really been a series. The Celtics this year, they weren't even that good. They were 36-36 straight average. Nets are 48-24, above average. And when you get an above average team versus an average team, you know what I'm saying? This is what you get. I think the Nets has got too much firepower for Boston. I mean, Boston got Tatum, and Tatum is the real deal. But outside of him and Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, they just, I mean, you're talking KD and Kyrie Harden and Blake Griffin, and I mean, come on, man. I know the Celtics at home, and they have to win because they can't go down 0-3, or it's pretty much a wrap. But when you betting money, I'm going to roll with the Nets. I mean, you think about it. If your life was on the line and they say, who you think going to win, the Nets or the Celtics, you want to roll with the Nets. You're not taking them Celtics. You're not. You know what I'm saying? We're going to touch in more on that. And then that Clippers Mavs series. The Clippers. What are we going to do with the Clippers? I mean, this was supposed to be the team to rival the LA Lakers, and they do good in the regular season. Then push come to shove, they get in the playoffs, man. I don't know what happened to them, man. I really don't. They got a new coach. You can't blame Doc Rivers. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame Doc Rivers no more. So, I don't know. I think Luka Doncic is in their heads, man. Every time I look up, Luka is just giving them buckets. It don't matter who on them. They put Kawhi on him, he getting buckets. They put PG on him, he getting buckets. They put whoever else they got. Luka is getting buckets. Hardaway Jr. is getting buckets. Porzingis is getting buckets. And the Clippers, everybody say, oh, Kawhi and Paul George, they supposed to be the two best wing defenders in the NBA. I don't see it. Let me know. Y'all let me know. I don't see it with the Clippers. I used to believe. I thought so, but it ain't happening. It's not happening. So I don't know what's going on with the Clippers, but they can't afford to go down 0-3. They cannot lose tonight's game in Dallas. If they lose this game, they getting swept. And then there's going to be a lot of change. I don't see Paul George staying. Hell, the Clippers might move to Seattle. Who knows? You're going to have to blow that up. They cannot go out in the first round. Not with that team. And get you say facts and shut down Pat Bev too. And Pat Bev is just, I think he's overrated. I think he's been overrated for a few years now. I never liked Pat Bev, He want to act all tough when, what was that? Lonzo Ball was a rookie and he tried to shove him on the ground and do all that rah-rah, but his basketball skills, they're terrible. I don't know how he's in the league. Pat Bev need to be in the G League. It's tough to say PG overrated. He had a good game. He had 28 and 12. Game 2. Him and Kawhi did their thing. Kawhi had 41, but outside them two, they're not getting any help on that Clippers team. I thought Rondo, be playoff Rondo. We'll see. It's only been 2 games, but, we'll see. I just don't. I left that game alone for betting purposes. I left that game alone. Hey, playoff P. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. He did his thing game 2. But nobody else. I mean, Clippers defense, man. And I think I saw a stat, the last 10 games, Clippers are 4-6 and the Mavericks are 8-2. So Mavericks got the hot wave, you know what I'm saying? They beat the Clippers last year, if I'm not mistaken. They beat the Clippers last year. So they got all the confidence in the world. The Mavs, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Melon and Swag. The Mavs got all the confidence in the world against the Clippers. And they playing with you know what I'm saying? They playing with house money, so to speak. I'm saying when you playing with house money, all the pressure's on the other team. The Clippers got all the pressure because they're the highest seed. They're supposed to win. They got PG, they got Kawhi. They're supposed to bounce back after choking against the Nuggets last year. You know what I'm saying? So Dallas is playing with house money, and when somebody playing with house money, that's a ding because they don't care. They're not supposed to win, and I just don't see it. Y'all let me know. Y'all chime in, man. Y'all pull up. If y'all got more insight, like I said, I got the betting numbers rolling across the screen. If y'all need help deciphering that, if you don't understand it, I'll kind of go over it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not touching that Clippers game because on one hand, the Clippers know, just like I said about the Celtics, the Clippers can't go down 0-3. So they may come out on fire knowing, hey, if we don't win game 3, it's a wrap. But then also all the pressure's on them, so they could crumble because they're supposed to win. So they could crumble. And Luke and them just sitting back, Porzingis and Tim Hardaway, and they say, hey, we got something for y'all boys. So y'all can talk all that stuff. I know Tyronn Lue put a quote in the media saying, you know, every time they lose, they say, we're not concerned. We're not concerned. Well, you better be. You down 0-2. Ain't no, you can say you're not concerned all you want. You got to show up on that court, man. And if they lose this round to the Mavericks, bro, I'm off that Clipper train, bro. Nah, Kawhi, nah, PG. Ain't no bouncing back from that, bro. Y'all got Luke out there cooking y'all. Every chance. He fadeaways, he going to the rack, and then they splashing threes all over y'all. And y'all supposed to be a great defensive team, and y'all giving up 130 points, 125 points in regulation. And meanwhile, you know, you got the Lakers, you know, losing game 1 to the Suns, and now just like the Lakers about to run them 4-1. They about to run them. As much as I dislike the Lakers and LeBron, LeBron keeps showing up. You can't say nothing. He flops, but so does the rest of the NBA. So, what's up for the soul? Shout out, man. Shout out. Link is in the chat for y'all that want to pull up, man. Anybody can pull up. It's open discussion about the NBA playoffs. Yeah. So the Clippers Mavs, the line opened up. I think it was the Clippers minus 1.5 points. I think it got up to Clippers minus 3.5, and now I'm seeing Clippers minus 3, and they're on the road. So the pros say the Clippers should win this game, but they've been favored the last 2 games. I think by 6.5 points in game 1, and 6 points in game 2, and they lost both games. So I don't know. I can't touch that game. I cannot touch that game. It's a big difference for Ty Lue when you don't have LeBron as leader. Facts. That's a facts for the soul. LeBron gonna make a lot of coaches look good. A lot of them. Hell, the Warriors made what's his name? Luke Walton look good, and we all know Luke Walton can't coach nothing. But when you got players like that, all you do is stand on the damn sideline. You know LeBron gonna coach the team anyway. Oh yeah, facts. You're right, Geechee. Luka did get hurt in that playoff. Fact. Appreciate you bringing that up. I forgot about that. But like I said, the Clippers, I think the ship is sailed on that. If they don't win tonight, it's a wrap. So betting wise, if you ask my opinion, I like the instead of doing Clippers versus Dallas for the total. You see the over-unders at 219.5. I think the game will go over 219 total points. The way they've been scoring, because ain't none of them playing defense. They've just been splashing threes left and right. So anything I take away from that game, I probably bet the total over the 219.5 points. I think both teams combined will score 220 points or more, and then you win your bet. So I would just do that. I wouldn't touch the spread on that game. Right, facts. I take it you're a Dallas fan, Geechee. Let me know if I'm right. Enough about that series. We'll get back to that one. The Nets versus Celtics. Brooklyn up 2-0. Now they go into the Garden in Boston. They stomped the hell out of Celtics in game 2. They beat them by, I think, 11, game 1. Y'all let me know. I don't see any way Boston beats the Nets. Y'all let me know. I'm not saying the Nets are invincible, but Brooklyn right now is -8. They might beat them again by 10, 15 points. There's no way I would bet against Harden, KD, and Kyrie on the same team. No way. No way. The Celtics, man, it's just something that I think they need a new coach. I know Brad Stevens, he gets, a lot of praise. He's a good young coach, but I don't know if they need a new coach or if they need some personnel swaps, Keep Tatum, of course. You know what I'm saying? Keep Marcus Smart and somebody else. But I think they got Kemba Walker on that team and I don't know if they just don't gel right. This is always something with the Celtics. There's always something with the Celtics. Something ain't right with the Celtics. I can't put my finger on it. Whether it's the coach or players or both. It might be a thing of both where they need a new voice in the locker room and get a couple veterans to help out Tatum and Jaylen Brown, man. So I don't know. I just do not know about the Celtics, man. Something is wrong with the Celtics. They just, I don't know if they cursed or what, man, but ever since they won that chip against the Lakers, in 08, then they lost the 1 in 10. It was kind of like downhill, and then they had the year with Kyrie, but that didn't pan out. I don't know. I think Brooklyn got them now, because like I said, we'll see. Boston has to win this game. They're back against the one. You down, any team right now is down 0-2. They're in a must-win situation because we all know you cannot go down 0-3. There's no way you can go down 0-3 and survive. So we'll see. Y'all let me know. Who y'all riding with tonight. So I'll just say this. Just straight up without the spread. I think the Hawks win. I think Brooklyn wins. And that I'm gonna just go Dallas because I don't know about that game, but I can't trust the Clippers. So I'm gonna go Atlanta, Brooklyn, and Dallas tonight for the win. I don't know if they cover the spreads, but straight up, that's my 3. Like I said, I can see the Knicks hanging around though. I think that game will be tight. It's either going to be, like I said, it's going to be a tight win for Atlanta or a blowout win for Atlanta. I don't think New York's going to win the game, but I could see it either being tight or Atlanta just taking off. I think Trae Young, he got spit on, like I said, and he's going to come with that noise. But let's see here. I'm going to rattle off some quick stats to help y'all out if y'all in between on some decisions. So this is all from ESPN's Basketball Power Index. And they simulate games. I think they simulate the games like 10,000 times or something like that. They do it with football too. Right now, they got the Hawks winning 60% of the simulations. 60-40 in favor of the Hawks. So kind of close, but leaning towards the Hawks in that game. Nets Celtics. Same thing, 60-40 in favor of Brooklyn. So 60% of the time during the simulations, Brooklyn come out on top. And then Clippers and the Mavericks, 52% to 48% Clippers. So that's a toss-up game, like I said. And right now, I'm going to roll who hot, and that's Dallas. I cannot rock with the Clippers. It might be, Geechee. It might be. The Knicks tough. Julius Randle is showing out. D Rose is showing out. Shout out to D Rose, man. D Rose is doing his thing, man. Not enough people give him props, man, for what he's been through. Shout out to Derrick Rose. Doing his thing with the Knicks. On his second stint, I think he played for the Knicks before now. This is his second go-around with them. Let me see here. I'm going to go to the Knicks-Hawks game real quick. Give y'all a quick little insight. So right now, the top performers for the Hawks, Trae Young and Bogdan Bogdanovic. You got Trae Young averaging 25 points, 9 assists, and Bogdan is averaging 19 points and 3 assists and 1.5 steals. And that is over the last 10 games for Atlanta. Then on the New York side, you got Julius Randle. He's getting 24 a game with 10 rebounds. And Derrick Rose is putting in 17 points and 4 assists over the last 10 games. Record-wise, the Hawks are 8-2 in their last 10 games. They average about 118 points on offense, and they're averaging on defense, giving up 108. So they've been 8-2 over their last 10 games, and they're winning on average about by 10 points a game for Atlanta. So it's very good, 8-2. The Knicks, meanwhile, in their last 10 games are 6-4. They only average about 105 points, and their opponents are averaging 104 points. So you see how close the Knicks have been playing. Their games tend to go down to the wire, and Atlanta kind of got a little bit of an edge right there. Looking at the last 10 games, I like to look at numbers like that to see how well the team's been playing, not just against each other, but overall. You know what I'm saying? If they hot, if they cold. I think a lot of that matters because you can't just hit that so-called that light switch. You know, it's like the Clippers. You know, oh, they lost. We not worried. We'll be back. You know, we lost the game. It's not a big deal. You know, PG after game one, it's not a big deal. And then what happens? They lose game 2, and they say, "Oh, we're not concerned. We're not." Okay, what you gonna say when you go down on 3? We just gonna win the next 4 games? Nah, nah. Let me see. Geach. I don't know, bro. I think Kawhi might stay in LA. I think Paul George will be gone. If I'm the Clippers, we don't win. PG got to go, and I like PG. And I think he gets dogged out a little bit too much, but you got to go. You got to get something in return and do something. But y'all was supposed to put that team together to rival the Lakers. That was all the sports sayers, and all the experts. And they last year, Clippers should be the 1 seed. Is the Clippers are going to play the Lakers in the Western Finals, and they choked against the Nuggets and ain't been right since. So I don't know. I got Atlanta for the soul. I don't know if you heard me earlier, if you jumped out. Like I said, it can go anywhere in my opinion, from a dogfight or a blowout, but I think Atlanta wins in either situation. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks won, but I did bet. I put money on the Hawks tonight. I put money on the Hawks. They at home. Like I said, Trae Young got spit on. He about to show him, okay, you want to spit on me? Bring your ass to the ATL, and I got something for you. I think Trae Young might go for 40 or 50. Y'all heard it here first. Trae Young might put 40 or 50 on the head tonight. Yeah, it might. I could see that get you 6 or 7 Atlanta winning the series. Yeah. But for betting purposes and just for tonight's game 3, I like the Hawks. They're playing a little bit better. I just gave off those stats for the last 10 games. And I know the Knicks just beat them, and they almost beat them game 1. They only lost by a floater that Trae Young hit like right at the buzzer, or else that game would have went to overtime. Who knows? Knicks could have been up 2-0 right now instead of tied 1-1. So we don't know. Quick injury report though for that game. Hawks, you got Cam Reddish out. He's been out, I think, the whole season with an Achilles or middle of the season, and Brandon Goodwin, who's a nobody. And then the Knicks are only listing Mitchell Robinson, who's a big man, out with an ankle injury. So we'll see. It's going to be Julius Randle versus Trae Young. I know they don't play the same positions, but them two, that's the 2 main stars in that series. I'm going with the Hawks, y'all. I put money on it. You can hold me to it, but I picked them to win straight up. I didn't pick Atlanta to cover the 4.5 point spread. And like I said, I got the numbers rolling across the bottom of the screen here. And those numbers were up to date as of about 2 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago. So you might get a small change here and there, but we should be good. I'm going to jump back to the Nets and Celtics, give you some stats in that game to help y'all out if y'all want to bet. I like to look at little nuggets of stats. And that line did start out the Nets -7, and it's up to -8. So when you see a number start out a certain way and it goes up or down, that means money is coming in on that side. So they have to adjust the numbers. The books try to adjust the numbers. So and before I get into the Nets and Celtics, last 10 game stats, for those of you that's not in here right now, or for those of you that are in here right now and you want to watch the playback, no, I don't mind if you park here around Swag. You're always welcome. Just a quick, I was in Vegas for 11 years. I'm always in the sports books. I love sports just as much as I love shoes. So when you see these numbers come out, so when you see a Brooklyn, for example, -8 against Boston tonight, right? Now, y'all might know this, but general people probably don't know. When you see that -8, that means Brooklyn has to win the game by 9 points or more. If it lands right on 8, it's an even wash and you just get your money back. But if you think Brooklyn will beat the Boston Celtics by more than 8 points, that's what you're saying. If you take Boston, you can say, I'll take Boston plus 8 points, meaning Boston can win or they could lose the game by less than 8 points and you would still win your bet. So just throwing that out there. So let's say, you took Boston plus the 8 points. And let's say the game was 103-96 in favor of Brooklyn. Well, they only won by 7 points. So if you bet Boston plus the 8 points, you win your bet. Simple, simple, simple. Now, where you see ML across your screen, for example, right there where you see ML, you'll see two values, a minus and a plus. That is just saying you take the team as a straight up bet. It's called money line. ML stands for money line. So when you money line bet, you're wagering that, hey, I just think this team is going to beat this team. I don't want to say by how much or by how little. I just think team A is going to beat team B, and then you get a dollar amount. So we're going to use that Clippers one that you see right there. Clippers are -190. Dallas is +130. So -190 just means it's going to take you, let's use the number 100 just to make it easy. It's going to take you $190 wagering on the Clippers to win $100. That makes sense. Because they're the favorite. So it's going to cost you more to wager than to get back. Now, Dallas is the underdog, and that's why they have a +130. So if you wager $100 on Dallas, you win $130. Plus, you get your $100 back. So that's the difference between money line betting and then betting the spread. Spread, the team has to win by a certain amount of points, not just win the game, but you have to hit that magic number or above it. Money line bet is just straight up, you and your boy, like, hey, who you got? I got the Knicks, you got the Hawks. Okay, that's called money line bet. And of course, you get a higher payout with the underdog because they're supposed to lose, and the favorite's going to cost you more to win because they're the favorite. There we go for that. What's up, Cooch? Appreciate you pulling up, man. Take the link, y'all, if y'all want to pull up. If y'all got some insight. We're just in here chopping it up, man. NBA playoffs. Ron Swag, what's good? What's popping in New Orleans, baby? That's how y'all say it down there, baby. But now I'm going to jump back real quick to the Brooklyn series and Boston. In the last 10 games, the Celtics, listen to this, y'all. Celtics last 10 games, they're 2-8, averaging 110 points, while their opponents are averaging 115 points. 2-8 in their last 10 games for the Celtics. That is not, anybody can tell you that's not good. I cannot ride with the Celtics. On the other hand, you got the Nets. They are 7-3. In their last 10 games, they're averaging 117 points a game, and their opponents are averaging 110 points. So they winning on average by 7 points a game in their last 10 games. I'm riding with Boston all day. With Brooklyn. Brooklyn all day. Sorry that I know a couple Celtics fans, but y'all got to do something, man. Y'all have got to do something. That team, y'all snake bit with the injury bug. Y'all got. I just don't know. I think y'all need a new coach. To be honest with y'all, Brad Stevens got to go. I like him. He's a good dude, but I don't think he the one. I know he coached. I believe he coached at Butler and took them to national championships against Duke and I think UConn maybe back in the day. But that don't work in the NBA, man. That don't work. It don't work in the NBA. College. If you're a good college coach, stay your behind in college. Like for some reason, I don't know. It's same thing in college football. Not to get off topic, but just college coaches making the transition to pros. You got Steve Spurrier. He tried to come up in the NFL and didn't really work out. And now you got Urban Meyer, and I don't really see that working out in Jacksonville. I mean, I'm gonna give him a shot, but you saw Nick Saban. Nick Saban was, I think, with the Dolphins when he came up, but he belongs in college. Some people just belong in college. Rick Pitino, I think, coached in the NBA, maybe. Y'all let me know. I think I'm right. But he belongs in college. You know what I'm saying? It's different between coaching 18 to 21, 22-year-olds and then grown men making that money, man. Them grown men, they making the millions. They don't want it. You talking all that. I ain't hearing that, bro. They about to go home to their mansion and try to G-Wagon off the lot, man. They don't want to hear that. So you got to bring somebody in that can grab the attention of grown men, You can't bring that college stuff up to the NBA. It don't work. It don't work. Same thing in football. Who been cursed, Ron? Who you talking about? You might be talking about the Celtics. But yeah, those are the like I said, the last 10 game info for the Celtics and the Nets. And then when we jump to the Clippers and Mavs, their last 10 games for each of them. Last 10 games, Mavericks 8-2, Clippers 4-6. 4-6 versus 8-2. Mavericks been shooting shooting 49% from the field. That's amazing. And they've been raining threes on the Clippers. I think they hit 17 threes in game 1, and then they followed up with 18 made threes in game 2. So they just shooting the lights out on the Clippers. And the Clippers, they've been answering back, but they can't stop them. They cannot stop them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I would just take that game. If I bet anything on that game, it's going to be that total. I think it's at 219.5. Let me check my phone. Let's see. Yeah, still at 219.5. I like the over. I like the over in that game. I think both teams going to put up points again. Regardless of who wins, it's going to be a scoring fest. They can't check Luka. Unless Luka get a technical foul, he be getting them texts lately. He start getting texts and teed up, but I doubt it. I doubt they do that to him. He at home. It's the playoffs. They up 2-0. I don't think they're going to start teeing him up, but he a little bit of a hothead. He's starting to get that, what's the word I'm looking for? He's starting to get that perception about him. He's been getting teed up a lot lately. Not necessarily in the playoffs, but towards the end of the season, they start teeing him up a lot. We'll see. I really don't know, Ron. I really don't know. I'm tired of LeBron. I've never been a LeBron fan, but somehow, some way, he keep ending up in the damn finals, man. We'll see. We'll see with the Lakers. Or we'll see how Utah. I think Utah just lost to Memphis. I don't know. I feel like every time I think a team can knock LeBron and them off, LeBron show up. Geechee said Luka got a chip on his shoulder. Oh, he built. He ain't got nothing to prove, Geechee. I'm not even I'm a Spurs fan, by the way. Luka's the real deal. What are you, like 22 years old? cooking. But that's because look where he come from, Europe. What do they care about in Europe? Not being flashy, fundamentals, putting the ball in the rim. You know what I'm saying? And they play against grown men at an early age over there. Over here in Europe, I'm in Europe. They play grown man basketball. It may not be flashy and they may not be throwing alley oops and dribbling between them. They don't care about that. They putting that ball in the bucket. You look at Dirk Nowitzki and Ginobili. He's from South America, but just foreigners in general. They come in the game. They don't be super flashy, but they put in work when they get to the NBA. They put in work. Because over here, we too worried about AAU ball and worried about putting stuff on IG and memes and jumping 45 inches off the ground, man. But, you know what I'm saying? Cats' games don't be polished. That's why these young cats, outside of these, exceptions to the rule, they fizz out. They get all this hype. They come in the league, last a year or two, and then they out the league. I can see that, Ron. I can see that. Can Giannis and them get over the hump? Can they get over the hump? Giannis has been getting a lot of flack the last, I think, 2 seasons in the playoffs. They're getting a lot of flack, but right now they hammering whoever the hell they playing. But we ain't talking about the Bucks today. We talking about these 3 games right here going across the screen. Unless y'all want to get into it. I mean, we don't have to stick on that, but that was the topic right there, them 3 games. Because that's what's going down tonight. But then the Bucks ain't playing. I don't even remember who the hell they playing the Heat, right? They crushing the Heat, I think. Right. That's my Spurs, man, and it's tough. Kawhi did us dirty, man. Kawhi did us dirty, and that's why we're struggling the last 2 seasons, man. I like DeMar DeRozan, but he ain't the one. He don't fit our system. DeMar DeRozan, he don't fit our system. He's a good individual player, but he couldn't get Toronto over the hump in the East. He was always running into LeBron, and he damn sure ain't going to bring it in the West. Damn sure ain't going to bring it in the West. I'll tell you that right now. Spurs. I think Popovich might hang it up soon, too. I love Pop, but Pop needs some soldiers out there, man. We got a few youngins, but it might be a while for the Spurs. The Spurs reigned for so long. They 20 straight years, I think. Pop made the playoffs, won 5 titles, should have won 6. Choked that first one against Miami off, but came back the next year and whipped LeBron and them tails right off the court, made LeBron run back to Cleveland. Yeah, that's a fact. They did get Drew and PJ Tucker. But PJ Tucker to me is he's a sneaker king before a basketball player. That's no shade, but PJ Tucker it's not a difference making to me. But Drew is serious. Eric Bledsoe ain't bad either, though. Eric Bledsoe is a G. He got some game. But if you ask me who I think gonna win it all, man, if I had to put on, I think it's gonna be Lakers and Nets. I know that's the go-to, but I don't see. It's always something about LeBron, man. He just always seems to get there, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He as much as my disdain for LeBron, I've never been a LeBron fan. I can respect his game, but I'm a Spurs fan first and foremost. I don't I know a lot of people will say they they follow players, and I don't get it. I like a team and then I stick with that team. Or if I don't feel like being with that team, I choose another one. But in a team sport, I don't rock with one player. Like, I'm a Spurs fan, right? I used to love Kawhi. When Kawhi left, I wasn't like, oh, well, Kawhi left the Spurs. Let me go be a Raptors fan now. I don't get down like that. That's how LeBron fans do. 1 minute they're a Cavs fan, then they like the Heat, then they went back to the Cavs. Now they like the Lakers. I don't get it. I can't do that. Can't do that. That's cool. Like I said, Ron, you got Lakers and Bucks. That's good. Like I said, hop your butts up here, man. Link is in the chat. Hop up here. Let's talk about it. I think that should be a good series too. because I ain't nobody on the Lakers checking Giannis. And then you got Middleton and like you said, Drew. PJ can still hit that outside shot. That'd be a good series. Real good series, Ron. But like I said, if you ask me, okay, you at work. All right, Ron, no sweat. I say the Lakers and Nets. We'll see, because don't forget in the East, you still got them Sixers. You got them Sixers. And they big, man. They big. With Joel Embiid, who's probably the best big man in the league besides Jokic this year. Embiid. They got Dwight Howard. I know people give Dwight Howard a lot of flack on that over the last 5, 6, maybe 7 seasons, but Dwight Howard need to get more respect put on his name. Him and JaVale McGee was a big reason them Lakers won last year too. Remember that. Everybody gonna go to LeBron, but how JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard was two bigs coming off that bench, man. And you know what I'm saying? They was crucial. You need people like that on the team. It's about the superstars, but you need them role players, them crucial role players to come through to win the chip. Everybody needed it. Jordan needed it. Kobe needed it. LeBron needed it. Okay? When we compare players and stuff, everybody like to say, hey, Jordan got 6 as if he won 6 by himself. Because, LeBron got 4. People at, LeBron won the championship. No, the Lakers won. The Heat won. Nobody wins a championship by themselves. Go ask Allen Iverson. Go ask anybody else that drug a sorry team, put a team on their back, and maybe made it to the finals or late in the playoffs. Everybody needs help. I hate that argument when we start comparing Jordan and Kobe. Like, Kobe won 5 rings. No, Kobe and the Lakers won 5 rings. Wasn't Kobe out there by himself. Yes, he was the main piece. It was Kobe and Shaq for the first three-peat. Then when they almost three-peated twice, Kobe was clear-cut, the best player. But everybody needs it, When Cleveland won that championship against Golden State, Kyrie hit that shot. Everybody remember, like, LeBron did his thing, but Kyrie was on fire too. You can't just say LeBron beat this team. No, LeBron, Kyrie, Kevin Love, the rest of the team, they beat them. It's not one person. It was Jordan. Jordan needed Pippen, Rodman, Kerr. Everybody needs it. So when we start talking about that, I don't like the individual. When you start comparing individual players, I don't like the title talk, because titles are team accomplishments. Everyone needs a team. You can't just put one person on the court and say they're the reason why. You don't believe in the Lakers, E-Money? We'll see. Shout out to E-Money. I didn't know you popped in here, man. Shout out to my man G Lloyd, head of security. Yeah. Shout out to G Lloyd. Shout out to G Lloyd. Y'all popping in. Melanin Swag, what's good? All these swags. Hey, if you're a LeBron fan, just say that, Ron. Kobe, it takes, I tell you what, though. When he had Shaq on his team, it was debatable. You could say Shaq was a better player, but not by much. And Shaq could tell you that, But when a superstar has another, like, superstar type player, it takes a special kind of player to be able to still play that type of game and be able to share the basketball. Because it's easy when you're just the big dog and you ain't got to share the rock and you're the man. But it takes a special kind of player to, hey, I might be off this game. Let me go through Shaq. Or, Jordan, hey, my shots ain't falling. Let me give it to Pippen. Or do something else. You know what I'm saying? It takes a special kind of player to be able to do that. So, but, LeBron had D Wade. Let's not forget, when LeBron went to Miami and D Wade, it was only 7, 8 years in the league. D Wade wasn't old and humped over. And it took them a little while to figure each other out. But you saw how LeBron played with D Wade. They did their thing. I mean, they got beat by Dallas that first year, and then they beat OKC, and then they beat my Spurs, and then lost to the Spurs. But, it takes a special kind of player to do that. Special kind of player. Yeah, you got to. Remember, still back then, and we talking that Kobe Shaq three-peat, Remember, basketball today is not played like it was 15, 20 years ago. Let's throw that out there. I appreciate that dedication, G Lloyd. Let's remember, basketball back in the day, at least when I was watching basketball religiously, it's played from the inside out. You played through your big man, just as E Money said. I'm going to feed it into the post. Hey, they double team, kick the ball back out. Then we might shoot a three. Now the game is played outside in. All these teams jacking up 35, 40, 45 three-pointers a game. The big man might touch the ball. Cats is coming down 3-on-1 breaks. They pulling up shooting threes. They not feeding the post. And then everybody want to say, oh, the big man is changing. And, nah, man, these teams, man, Steph Curry changed the game. He did. For better or for worse, Steph Curry came in the league. Boy, just shooting from everywhere, hitting daggers. And other teams like, hey, man, we got to start shooting these threes, we got to start playing from the inside out. And that's the way the game is played. You see it with James Harden when he was on the Rockets, running, gunning, pulling up, just jacking threes, man. Everybody jacking threes, man. I still love the NBA, but it just ain't the same like that 90s basketball. And then the final scores was the final scores, if you look, used to be like 85 to 79. That was the final score. Nowadays, that's a halftime score, especially if you're watching the Wizards play. I mean, no defense. Cats is just letting people go by, do layups, and then they running right back down the other end of the court and bang, just throwing stuff off the glass, man. So it's hard to. I always love basketball, but it ain't the same. It ain't. Yeah, Shaq, one of the best. Shaq to me is the outside of Hakeem Olajuwon and maybe Kareem, third best big man, maybe two, all time. Shaq was that guy. I hate Derek Fisher, so I won't comment on him. He killed my Spurs. He hit a fadeaway shot with 0.4 seconds left in the playoffs in 2004. I want to say I was in the military then, and I was stationed in Texas. And I remember watching that game I was actually watching the game with Derek Fisher's cousin. He from Little Rock, Arkansas. And when he hit that shot he did a fadeaway, which I don't know how, with 0.4 seconds, and ran off the court. And that was after Tim Duncan hit a shot at the free throw line. You know what I'm saying? So I still hate Derek Fisher to this day. Derek Fisher, if you watching this, man, I hate you. I hate you. I hope you choke on a banana peel. No. Anyway. Oh, my boy Chilltown is snuck in here. What's good, Chilltown? Appreciate you tapping in if you're still listening. Big respect. You know that 1,000. Yeah, 0.4. That's what I said, Ron. Yeah, that's a good point, E. When the NBA vetoed that CP3 trade for the Lakers, that was some fishy business. I remember that. E. I don't know what happened. I got to do my research. That was fishy right there when they blocked the CP3 going to the Lakers. Real fishy. Real fishy. Link is in the chat, y'all. I'm dropping the link again. Y'all can pull up, talking NBA playoffs, betting. This is a sneaker and sports channel. Got up here. What's good, my boy?
What up? Hey, I just want say one thing about that because I had to just chime in. I'm at work, but I had to chime in on that situation. Your boy was talking about the CP3 trade. The reason they vetoed that trade basically is because the New Orleans Hornets. I'm from New Orleans. I'm in New Orleans right now. New Orleans Hornets did not have an owner, and you can't just be robbing the small market of all their best players, even though they're still doing it now. Like
Right.
they basically let small market teams develop players for the first 7 years, and then they send them to the big markets. They only want to play in New York, Austin, Miami, LA, Golden State, Houston. If they ain't playing in one of them cities, then they ain't even the media force them to go to them cities. But that's why they did that with Chris Paul. But the reason the Pelicans had wind up getting, the Hornets wound up getting AD is because through that Clippers trade with Chris Paul. That's how they got AD. They got the first overall pick. And I I think it's like kind of a conspiracy theory too, because when AD went to the Lakers, we got Zion. That's the only 2 times New Orleans got the first overall pick is when they forced the best players out of New Orleans. That was kind of now that's fishy more than anything.
Hey, same thing. I don't know if you remember when LeBron got up out of Cleveland. I think Cleveland had the #1 pick like 3 years in a row or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They be forcing big market players to go to them bigger cities, to them bigger market. I mean, small market players to go to bigger cities, and they'll throw them a 3 and under draft pick automatically
yeah.
because
Same thing.
AD could have wound up staying in New Orleans. The Pelicans actually had AD still while they had
And
Zion
Boogie.
overall, the #1 overall pick.
And remember, a few years back, they had AD and Boogie, DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, but the thing what happened with that was the thing that happened with that,
Shout
Boogie
out.
his Achilles,
Yeah,
and then he tried to get greedy behind money. He turned down the money that they offered him, and he tried to lie and say something about he wanted a certain amount of money. They didn't take him. They wound up picking up Julius Randle, which they let him go, which was a big mistake. And he just went to Golden State and got hurt again.
yeah, yeah. And you remember, New Orleans played the Warriors in the playoffs. I think in round 1. 2 years back, and I think they won 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if they got swept or if they won a game or 2, but they played them tight though.
I know. I think it was 4-1, but they swept Portland. Boogie got hurt, they swept Portland. They Drew Holiday and Rondo. That's when they had Rondo. They swept they swept Portland. Drew Holiday locked down Dame, and Rondo locked down McCollum, and they couldn't score, and they got swept. And then the Warriors they took the Pelicans ass up, but they put up a good fight though.
Yeah,
they ended up beating Golden State though. Anyway,
Facts.
yeah. That I was watching with the sports bets and all that. I don't really do the betting, but I be kind of curious about it. That's why I'm tuned in about it's always good to have information and all that type of stuff. I can pass it on to somebody else.
Yeah.
What else I was talking about earlier? I wanted to address. Oh, I think I think Milwaukee and the Lakers. You said that from a LeBron fan. Just said I am a LeBron fan, and I do.
I figured.
I follow LeBron everywhere he go. I'm not going to sit up here and lie. I'm not going to cap on it or none about that. What I just believe in LeBron. I believe even how bad the Lakers playing and they don't have no chemistry. The rotation don't have no chemistry. They turn the ball over like your boy said. I still do believe in them.
Yeah.
I do believe in LeBron. I feel like how you say take a special type of player. I mean, I feel like it's like they never had a player like LeBron really make subpar players really better around him. He really make he challenged people to be better. Jordan and Kobe, they were shot makers. That's what it was. LeBron is more of a playmaker, and people get mad at him for not taking a shot all the time. But that's who he is.
I'm not mad at LeBron. I'm a Spurs fan, so I don't like LeBron because I'm a Spurs fan. If LeBron was on the Spurs, I'd be the biggest Bron fan ever, but he's not.
Right.
That's how I roll. Any team I ride with, if you ain't on that team, you the enemy, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You the enemy. I'm a Raider fan. If you ain't with the Raiders, don't care nothing about you. I don't care if you play for the Raiders for 10 years. As soon as you leave and go to another team, you're not a Raider no more, bro. I don't care. I don't follow. I don't.
Kawhi over y'all too. He messed over y'all real bad.
Yeah. Kawhi killed us. Kawhi killed the Spurs. If Kawhi was still on the Spurs, they'd be in the playoffs.
Bad, bro. Like people don't like stuff like that. Like I didn't like. I don't like Kyrie, and people know why I don't like Kyrie.
I mean that E-Money. I mean,
I don't think
both of them got to play well. Like I don't know if you was in here earlier, E-Money. No one person can win the championship by themselves. Everybody need help. Jordan need help. Kobe need help. Everybody.
No disrespect, my brother, but you are so far off with with that statement.
Money a big Lakers fan too. He loved the Lakers. Loved the Lakers.
Hey, I'm from New Orleans. I know what AD could do, but AD is not carrying no team to no championship. LeBron make that team a whole lot better. You saw, like, you'll see what's happening when LeBron don't play. The Lakers don't win. AD don't have to play all the time, and the Lakers will still winning. So I don't know why you said that.
Yeah, I'm with you, Geechee. It take a team. It take a team. Nobody go ask Allen Iverson. You go win a championship by yourself. And then it ain't happening.
Hey, but you gotta have. It take a team always, but it.
That's why. Listen. Why you think Braun left Cleveland the first time? Because they wasn't surround. Listen, they wasn't surrounding him with the help that he needed.
Well,
that's why he did. That's why he did. Look.
As a LeBron fan, LeBron was not getting no help. They gave him a 44-year-old Shaq, Antoine Jameson at the back end of his career, Mo Williams. I mean, it was just horrible. Nobody wanted to come to Cleveland, come to a small market. That's why he left a big market. But once you start winning championships, people will follow you anywhere. People will follow you. Nobody didn't want to go to Brooklyn at first. But look at KD number. Now everybody want to go to Brooklyn.
E-money, yeah. But you making our point. You need a team. LeBron can play well, but if AD play bad, you're not gonna win. But it's vice versa. If AD play well and LeBron don't, they're not gonna win. You need both of them firing on both cylinders for that team to win.
Yeah, AD a better offensive weapon than LeBron. I said that in the day. I tell you, KD, AD, a lot of people are way, but he is an overall better player than a lot of them dudes, and he make everybody around him better. Like AD, man, I watched AD for his first 7 years, bro. AD didn't know how to win. He did not know how to win. LeBron taught him how to win, bro.
Yeah. It take a special somebody, man. It take a Jordan punching you in the face in your locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like Jordan would just cut different, man. It just cut different, bro. That's it.
Yeah, so you know.
But E-money, who you got tonight though? E-money. But yeah, Ron, I get what you getting at as far as you. Here's my argument against. I don't think anybody per se makes somebody else better, because if you're a doo-doo basketball player, you're a doo-doo basketball player. Like I can't teach you how to play better. I can put you in a position to help enhance your skills, but when I leave, you still gonna be that sorry doo-doo player that you was when I got there. If you can't shoot, you can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I get what you're saying. If LeBron come to a team, that team, he's gonna elevate the team, but he not making them individually better, but as a team, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
Yeah, like the other night when Caldwell Pope, he passed up a wide open shot. LeBron got in his ass so hard. And I like that about it, because LeBron, you demanding 2 and 3 people when you go into the hole and you kicking the ball out to a wide open man. You demanding that man use it. He telling you you're an NBA player. Shoot that ball.
Yeah.
Shoot that rock. You know, on certain teams when you ain't getting no touches. And think about this. LeBron, he averaged what? Almost 28 points for his career, but he averaged like 7 or 8 assists for his career. Imagine all them shots that he give up. I'm talking about not even the shots that he give up and count as assists. I'm talking about the shots that everybody be missing that he give up. Like LeBron could probably be like easily a 33, 34 point scorer. Like he give up you get about 7, 8 assists a game. Some of them passes he give up, they probably missing more than what they make.
So, yeah, then you can say that for a lot of people though, but that's a fact. That's a fact. LeBron can get his if he want. He's a matchup nightmare. You know,
Chris Paul.
He's a matchup nightmare.
I still follow Chris Paul because he came from, he was drafted by New Orleans and all that. People say whatever they want about him. He never been to the Western Conference Finals and all that type of stuff. But whatever team Chris Paul go to, they are a playoff team. I don't think Chris Paul ever missed a playoff since he left New Orleans.
Hey, Chris Paul. I remember Chris Paul back in like 2005 with New Orleans. That with David Wesley and
with David West on.
Yeah, I remember that team. I used to,
all them guys. They had a little squad. They had Gennaro Paul go. They had some guys on that team.
Yeah, but you know what? what I say though, Chris Paul, a lot of people don't like him in the league. And I'm not talking about fans. I'm talking about players.
Yeah, a lot of players don't like
He
him.
he rubbed people to run. That's why that Clippers team with CP3 and DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin and JJ Redick and Ribbit, they were supposed to win the chip. They had all the talent to win the championship.
But you know
But
that
their personalities didn't clash, man. And a lot of people, CP3 rub a lot of people the wrong way, bro.
and
A lot of people the wrong way.
I kind of that's another reason why I don't like KD, because I felt like that was the best team for him to
Pull up. You talking a lot. Pull up. Unless you performing surgery on somebody, I know you're a doctor or something like that. Pull up.
Well, yeah, the thing about it, when they miss, then he need help. But you got to think about this. What if he was being selfish and he bringing down the people morale? Think about this. If I'm LeBron James, I'm going to the hole. I got 3 people on me, and I feel like my people ain't making the ball or whatever. And I start just being, jacking up shots like Kobe and them, like, taking more shots. And then I'm bringing people morale around because now I'm not giving them the opportunity to play. Now they're not playing hard for me and all that. At least when you hold people accountable, they play a little bit harder for you, bro.
Yeah, but I will say that on the flip side, though, LeBron makes people change their game, not for the better. I remember what they did to Chris Bosh. You take Chris Bosh and forced him off the elbow, and then you try to make Chris Bosh into a 3-point shooter. But Bosh playing that paint, but LeBron need that paint open because everybody know LeBron like to drive that ball to the rack. You know what I'm saying? So he hold on. He changed people games, not necessarily always for the better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's tough because and LeBron is naturally a 3 or 4, but he brings the ball up the court. And right. LeBron does not play well off the ball. We know that LeBron needs to be on the ball. He's not an off the ball player. He's on the ball. And when LeBron is on the ball, everybody's standing around watching LeBron. He's not LeBron is not a guy that's going to move around a bunch like Curry off the ball, where Curry can bring the ball up or play off the ball, run around screens, picks, what have you. But LeBron, he going to dribble that ball. They're going to do a little pick and roll at the top of the key, and LeBron, either, like you say, he's going to go to the rack or he's going to kick it out, and it is what it is. It's just, LeBron has to be on the ball, but he's a great player. He is. He's not my favorite player. I'm not a LeBron fan, but, it is what it is. I mean, he's still balling at age, 36? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he changed Kevin game too. That's a fact, That's a fact, Hey, appreciate that, Chilltown. Salute to you. I know you're a Navy vet. I'm an Air Force vet. And I won't even think, I know it's Memorial Day coming up. I wasn't even thinking about, it's not Veterans Day. People get Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Memorial Day is remembering the people that served that we lost. Veterans, saluting all the veterans. But I appreciate it. Same to you, Chilltown. Big facts. Big facts. I'm going to get Ron back in here.
My bad. I had a phone call. Yeah, I agree with you with Chris Bosh, and I agree. Somebody said Kevin Love. But you got to realize, all right, say somebody like Chris Bosh, I'm going to give you a prime example.
Please don't say Chris Bosh was sorry now. Don't start that.
I'm not going to say he's sorry, but you have to realize everybody in the NBA have 30 teams. They have somebody going to be that dude on everybody's team. But if you get it with better players, you're not going to be that dude no more. And you have to give up more touches and all that. Like sometimes when you're playing on a sorry team, like you're going to be that dude and you're going to put up your numbers and all that. Like I felt like Kevin Love, he was putting up numbers on a sorry team because he was the first option. But you're not the first or the second option in Cleveland. So your numbers going to decrease.
No, I agree with you, Ron. I agree.
Chris Paul gave up a lot of his numbers decreased. They were Harden, but
let's not hold on, Geechee. He was Toronto Raptor Chris Bosh. Remember?
But hey, where was they going at? Like you don't sit up here and seem like Chris Bosh dragged Toronto Raptors to the finals and stuff like that.
No, we're not talking about he was bragging to. I'm talking about his skill set and him being a perennial all-star. Chris Bosh gonna get you 25 a night, easy.
Yeah, but that's on a sorry team though. It don't
matter. It don't matter.
25. You're not getting 25 if you playing with LeBron James and D Wade. There's a lot of people that's like that.
Well,
You have to.
listen. This is what I was getting at earlier. You making my point. Like when Kobe's with Shaq. Think about all the points Kobe deferred to Shaq.
Yeah,
and
he
Kobe
did.
still put up. Just imagine if he didn't have Shaq at all. Like his career, Kobe been number one scorer all time. But he had to play through Shaq.
But
and LeBron, hold on. LeBron was on them sorry Cavs teams and didn't have to play through nobody. They was playing through him. So he don't have to defer. Even though he always had his assists, he can go get all the buckets he wants.
You want me to tell you my favorite season for LeBron, and to me it was his best year. People gonna say the Heat when he torched the Celtics and all that, torched the big three, made the big three lose and all that. Nah, not me. I go back to 2016, 2017, his last year in Cleveland when they got swept, when he broke his hand, when Gerald Smith missed that pass. Man, that dude did, whether he did it or whatever, the whole team, he got rid of D Wade, Derrick Rose, all them dudes. And the second best player on his team was George Hill. And that dude carried that team to the finals, and he did it in fashion. He was hitting game winners and all that type of stuff throughout the whole playoffs. And he dropped 52 that first game in the finals before Gerald Smith fucked up and didn't pass him the ball for the last shot. Yeah. So that was like my favorite year for LeBron because he came with it on his mind. Like, people don't give LeBron enough credit, like as far as like what he do. Like he made a lot of people better.
Nah, they give him too much. They give him too much credit.
I don't think so. They got too many LeBron haters out there.
Nah, it's too many LeBron nut riders out there. That's a fact.
I don't think they have enough. I feel like LeBron probably be the most gifted player to ever touch the basketball. Mike and Kobe probably was better scorers, but LeBron, like all around, he was a better player. People gonna sit up there and say, "Oh, Jordan won all defensive players this many times and all that." Niggas was scared of Jordan. Niggas was not going at Jordan. Niggas was scared.
Was they scared of Jordan? Was they scared of Jordan just because, or did Jordan make them scared?
He was embarrassing niggas. He was embarrassing them. I'm not gonna sit up here and cap and sit up here and try to talk down on Jordan and all that. But
let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Hey, he was a prolific scorer. I will sit up here and tell you straight up right now that KD is a way better scorer than LeBron, but he is not a better player. Harden is a way better scorer than LeBron. Curry is a way better scorer than LeBron, but they're not better than him. They're not better than him. It's just how he carry his team. None of them dudes, except for Curry. Don't get me wrong, but the rest of them.
Put some respect on Curry's name now. We ain't gonna turn this into the LeBron. We know you love. We know.
Curry do not show up in the finals.
Answer me this. Answer me this one question though. How many LeBron shoes you got in your collection?
I don't have none. I don't have none. I don't have no Jordans either, to be honest.
I know, but we talk about Bron. You got them phones though.
But look, check this out. Even if, I'm gonna say this: if LeBron played through the 80s and 90s, niggas will have LeBron. No matter what shoe you had through the 80s and 90s, having a sneaker, a basketball sneaker through the 80s and 90s, that's a vintage sneaker. So niggas gonna respect that.
Payne, we know, Payne, you ain't gonna come up here. I'm not a LeBron fan, but he's not overrated, bro. He's not my favorite, but I'm not gonna sit and say he's overrated. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
I remember when LeBron was a child.
I think Kobe. I got Kobe number 2 all time, but LeBron ain't overrated, bro.
I remember that he broke the Pistons up. He torched that team. He threw their ass up.
That man. I remember that playoff series in 2007, I think it was, in the Eastern Conference Finals, and LeBron scored like 25 of the last points in the fourth quarter. Oh yeah, I was like, that was young Bron.
That was one of his best playoff performances ever. He threw their ass up. They broke up after that.
Yeah, Jordan is unmatched. I don't like anybody speaking down on Jordan, man. We gonna leave that alone. His stuff is set in stone. He the reason why, regardless of what kind of shoes you get, everybody's probably first segue into sneakers was Jordans. I mean, everybody.
It's hard to debate to make the debate because of the game done changed so much. I just feel like Jordan athleticism, they didn't have
because
the athleticism Jordan had outmatched a lot of people in the league. That's why they was so physical. They couldn't check nobody, so all they used to do is hit you. When you
well,
come,
it ain't just about hitting you. But back in the day, Ron, you got to understand basketball. I don't know if you was on the show earlier when I was talking about it. Basketball then was played inside out. You played through the big man.
right,
You played in the paint and you played mid range. Jordan was a mid range shooter. He
right,
could step out and hit the three occasionally, but that wasn't his game. He would
right.
drive to the lane, or he gonna hit you with that fadeaway, that mid range fadeaway, and kill you. You know
And
what I'm saying?
they used to
But
try to
listen,
intimidate.
now the game is played outside in. You got teams jacking up 40, 53s a game. Every team in the league. It's
Right.
just different. And so it's hard to compare eras because I agree. I hate when people say LeBron wouldn't have been able to make. No, LeBron is 6'8", 250.
I don't.
LeBron can play in any era. Now, but listen, on the flip side, if Jordan played in today's basketball in his prime with no defense, Jordan probably averaged 40 a game, bro. That's no cap. He averaged 30 for his whole career, and that's including his years with the Wizards at 40 years old. He averaged 30. Jordan is the number one points per game scorer in NBA history. You know what I'm saying? And that's playing in an era where you didn't shoot 3-pointers like that, and the games was played, 85 to 83.
But the game,
Maybe.
people say to talk down on the 3-point and how the game changed, but the game is way faster now. That let it,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because you don't play through the big man. Like I said, you're right. The game is faster now, but it's
and
not better though. It's
the game,
not better. It's not a better product. It's not. It's not, man.
you
You
don't think
got individual players, but back in the day, man, you had to bring it, bro. I remember it was first round wars. Like people rag on Jordan, or Jordan lost in the first round. Bro, Jordan had to play the Larry Bird Celtics first round. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't playing the Wizards like LeBron. LeBron first round, he playing the Wizards. Their best players was Antoine Jameson and Caron Butler. You know what I'm saying? No, Jordan had to play against the Hawks, the Cavs, who was running the East back in the late 80s. You had the Celtics with Kevin McHale. You had the Bad Boy Pistons who came up with their own Jordan rules. I mean, he going against Dennis Rodman, Bill Laimbeer, Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas. That's not, he went, that was his competition in the first round of the playoffs.
right.
So we got to remember, and that's before, Jordan got Pippen. You know what I'm saying? So Jordan had no help. If you go look at the Bulls roster, go pull up a 1988, 87 Bulls roster and tell me if you know any of them players outside of Jordan. You want to talk about no help? I mean, his team's like a law firm. You start reading them names, bro. You like, bro, who are these players?
Cavs to the final. He did drag the Cavs to the finals in 07.
Yeah, LeBron did. Yeah, we agreed on that. I don't know who this is with the Arabic or whatever language this is, but shout out to you, bro. Shout out.
I feel
Wherever
like
you are.
the athleticism in today's game is way different from the athleticism. I feel like everybody was bigger, more clumsier, and slower back in the day. Jordan,
But that's a misinterpret. That's not true. That's not true.
I feel like they
Now
have.
today I will agree that the players on average, players are faster, players are stronger, more athletic. But that's just the average. That doesn't mean every player back then was big, dumb, and slow, and that every player,
Stuff
you
like
know what
that,
I'm saying?
but everybody wasn't like that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? And like I've said, it's hard to compare eras. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, you could really see that the guys back in the day, they was more technicians than anything. They honed
no.
they
Listen, you had crazy talent. Just you got to remember the game was played different. You had your Steve Francis's, your Baron Davises that jump out the gym,
yeah,
your Vince Carter's. You know what I'm saying? Your Dominique Wilkins jump out the gym. You know what I'm saying? But the game was just played different, bro. You got to remember, it's just like you said, it's hard to compare eras. Like you said, the game was slowed down. Hey, we playing through the big man. If they double down the big man, kick it out, then we might shoot a three. If you look at how great Larry Bird was, imagine if Larry Bird was able to shoot 10, 15 threes a game like these players are today.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Because a shooter's a shooter, no matter what era. If you can shoot, you can shoot.
Right.
That doesn't change. I don't care what era, fast, slow. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
people gotta put a lot of respect on these former players, man, and not just assume everybody out there used to work at the post office and
I
whoop de whoop.
just feel like the old, like people. I feel like they got too many old heads that lived through the 80s and 90s, give too much props to the older eras, and don't give enough credit to they play small ball now. They didn't play small ball back then. Everything was like half court. Everything was they ran up.
Well, for the majority, you're right, but you did have teams. I don't know if you're familiar with Pistol Pete and Oscar Robinson. Them teams, they used to run up and down the court, kind of like how the Wizards play right now.
Right.
They used to average a lot of points. You know, it has a few years been teams that played outside the norm.
Right.
But then you had your boy
early 70s though.
Yeah, what's your boy's name that used to coach the Rockets that never win with that same? He used to coach the Suns too. What's his name? Mike D'Antoni.
Mike D'Antoni, all right.
Yeah, that whole style, that run and gun, that stuff don't work, bro. It's the same reason why that Phoenix Suns team that was loaded with Nash and Stoudemire and Sean Marion and all them. It's the reason why they don't win, because that style, it don't win. It don't win. You got to play. You got to be able to play half court basketball to win, bro. You got to play. You got to be able. Not all the time, but you got to play half court basketball, bro. You can't depend on that. Hey, we just gonna run them out the gym and shoot all these threes, and we gonna hit. Nope, it ain't gonna work. But I'm with you, Ron. LeBron to me, he's gonna go down on the Mount Rushmore NBA, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he could have played in any era. I hate that again when people do say, even though I'm not a LeBron fan, I hate when people say, "Oh, he wouldn't have made it back then." And yes, he would have. He's just as big as Karl Malone, but better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, let's knock it off. You know what I'm saying? But I hope you don't get fired, boy, because you've been on a long lunch break.
Good, man. It's Friday. We chilling. I'm right here about 11. I'm on a fucking swing. I need a tree in the dog park.
What you do? You walk around and clean up dog dookie out the park or something?
Hell nah, man. Look how you trying to play on me. I work for the city of New Orleans. I work for the water department.
Okay.
They got water. Make sure if a pipes bust, we go fix them.
Okay.
I'm about to move into the office and start doing paperwork. This is my last days in the field, but I like the field because we have a whole lot more freedom. I hate to be behind the desk just answering the radio, giving out jobs all day. Ain't too much to that. I have to get a TV and a game and all that and just be chilling. I'll be bored as hell. But I like it out here in the field. We could go wherever we want, as long as we don't leave outside the parish line. So we be good.
Right. Coach, bring your tail up here. Y'all hop up here. Chilltown, how did Shaq change the defensive rules? Are you referring to Hacker Shaq?
And not to cut nobody off and all that. Shaq, imagine if Shaq and LeBron could shoot free throws. I mean, they were the average. Like LeBron can't shoot free throws for shit. That's like the weakest part of his game right there.
Oh, I brung that point up. I said that. I said, I don't know if you was in the show earlier, but I was talking about how polished the European players are that come over, or foreigners. Period. It don't have to be European, but it seems like over in Europe and South America, where it seems like they practice fundamentals. They don't worry about the jumping out the gym and throwing oops with the oohs and ahs. They coming down, they stepping at the free throw line, they knock their free throws down, they hit the mid-range jumpers, they backdoor cut, they set pick and rolls, and they got big men that can shoot the outside because they just solid all around.
European players play hard.
Yeah, look at Jokic. You know what I'm saying? Look at Luka. Look at Porzingis. You know what I'm saying?
If you really look at it, and I forgot I was telling my partner this about 6 months ago. You really don't say it, but European players right now really running the league. I mean, between Giannis, Luka, Jokic, they had a couple of more. But these, like, you talking about 4 or 5 European players that could be possibly the top 10 players in the league. And
yeah, that's fact. Hey, I was talking about that earlier, E-Money. Luka and them Clippers, and back to these games we was originally talking about. Luka and them, they playing with house money, bro. They playing with house money. I think the Clippers are done.
I
I
don't
don't see.
I don't think it's really Luka. Luka killing them, but I think that it was a mistake for them to get rid of Doc Rivers. I think that Paul George is not a winner. I think that was the biggest mistake. They chose.
Are you the only person that root for LeBron in New Orleans?
I wouldn't say that, but a lot of people down here they hate LeBron. New Orleans ain't really a basketball town. Like we like the Pelicans, we love Zion and all that type of stuff.
Y'all about them Saints and LSU down there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Love hate that Drew Brees went out how he went out. It's just ridiculous. I felt like the Saints had the best team in the NFL, probably possibly at least the top 3 team in the NFL for the last 4-5 years, and they got robbed one year. They got
Y'all
flat out.
got Zion. Y'all got Zion.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. When LeBron go, it's gonna be. I don't like that argument. When LeBron go, it's a lot of young gunners. Luka. We just talked about Luka. You know what I'm saying? He could be the face of the league. He playing like it. I tell you that. He playing like it. You still got Zion. I love what LaMelo Ball did his rookie year. I mean, I was surprised. He played so well. So well. I'm excited to see the Hornets for once. Michael Jordan did something right for once as an owner. For once, because he's been terrible. Right. Terrible as an owner.
Yeah, he
terrible.
Has.
We'll see what Dame does. Dame and them in trouble with Denver, man. And as great as Dame is, Dame don't be winning like that either, man. I got to put it out there.
Yeah, he don't.
He's a great player. Don't get me wrong, but man,
I don't think they McCollum a good second option, basically.
Yeah.
And he ain't gonna get no help. I'm gonna be honest. But I like Dame because he one of them guys.
Melo balling with Portland.
I like the reason I like Dame because he took that money and he didn't leave that small market team. He confident enough to feel like that he could bring talent to Portland, but ain't nobody going to Portland. Ain't nobody going to some small market teams, bro. That's why I give Chris Paul his respect. OKC probably had like the worst record in the NBA this year. Last year, Chris Paul had them dudes in the playoffs. Phoenix made some noise in the bubble last year, but they was like had one of the worst teams in the NBA last year before the bubble thing for to make a run at the tournament, the playing tournament for the bubble, but they still didn't get in. But Chris Paul put them dudes over the hump. Now they was number 1, number 2 in the West.
Hey, Geechee, why you think it's gonna be more higher scoring in the next 5 to 10 years, man? Let me know. Let me know what you mean by that.
I understand what he's saying. The referees are so soft, you can't touch nobody. It's the same thing in the NFL. You can't target on wide receivers how you want to, so the cornerbacks at a disadvantage. They already at a disadvantage because the receivers bigger, stronger, and faster. And then when you try to touch them in a certain type of way, you get thrown out the game.
It is what it is. But
that's what they want. They want in football and basketball. They want more offense. That's what sells tickets.
It does, and we can touch on that a little bit. But even I'm gonna touch on this real quick. It's kind of out of left field, but I remember when All-Star games was actually competitive.
Right.
Like they used to really play to you had all the big names, but they would really play a basketball game. Not, hey, you just run, nobody play defense. I'm gonna throw you a oop off the glass, and you know what I mean? It's just the NBA is just different, man. It's no knock against it's just different. It's not saying that I don't think any of the players are good today and none of that, because that's a lie. I'm just saying
there's a lot of people
basketball back in the 90s, bro. It's like hip hop. I love hip hop today, but it ain't nothing touching that 90s era hip hop to me, in my opinion. Same thing with basketball. I remember watching the NBA on ABC and had Marv Albert, and it was just different. Everybody had killers on their team back then. When you had Reggie Miller and them boys in the Pacers and against the Knicks, and just heated rivalries. People that would never team up and play with each other, man. It was cutthroat out there, man.
Yeah.
It was cutthroat. It was cutthroat, bro. Like when you won a championship back in the day, like you earned that championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying nobody in today's game didn't earn a championship. Let me make that clear. But I just remember watching it. You had these great teams just couldn't get over the hump because they had to run into MJ and them boys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then we all know if MJ wasn't forced out of the league, because that first retirement was bullcrap. Okay, Jordan had a very, very bad gambling habit. I don't know if you're familiar with the stories, but
I heard.
Jordan and gambling was a serious issue. And David Stern was like, "Look, hey, I'm gonna need you to take a chill pill." So he went and, nobody wins 3 titles in a prime and then just hangs it up, bro. So
Right.
when Jordan sat there and said, "Hey, I'm bored. I need a new challenge," I'm like, nah, no, you wasn't. Jordan loved to win, bro. And if he wouldn't have hung it up, that they would have won 8 straight, bro. Not just gold. They would have won 8 straight,
I
bro.
think I would have beat him one of them years.
I mean, it's up for debate, but I really think they would have won 8 straight, bro. No,
I think Hakeem would have been giving them buckets.
he could have, but that don't mean they don't. They had nobody for Hakeem, but overall, the Bulls was a better team than the Rockets.
That would have been probably the most interesting finals he probably would have played in too. But
I agree with that.
So it is what it is as far as that situation. He got his 6.
Yeah, y'all hit that like button too.
What you call it back here too? Wow. That little painting thing.
Oh, okay. What else I wanted to you had said something I forgot I had wanted to touch on that.
Super Cat was good.
And your boy got something to do with that Jubilee. Oh, okay.
Johnny Outlaw was good. I've always been college basketball. I actually prefer college basketball over the NBA, and then in football, I'm opposite. I prefer NFL over college, but that's just me.
Yeah, I really tell you the truth. That's what I was about to say. People gonna get mad at me, but I actually don't watch basketball until it get close to playoff time, because that's when everybody start playing like they mean it.
Yeah, that's a fact. NBA regular season is boring. I will give you that. The regular season in the NBA is boring.
I would have to be bored and not doing nothing at home to watch actually games. I look at the stats, I look at the highlights and all that type of stuff.
I'm the same way.
Games, but I'm not about to sit up here and watch no whole. It's the same thing with me. I can't keep up with college football. It's too many games. I'll be lying. Like when I start seeing teams, like when they get to like about week 8, 9, that's when I start getting into college football, because they start separating themselves. Everybody starts separating themselves from the pack.
Geechee, I will watch Maryland versus Ohio State regular season. When Maryland was in the ACC, Maryland versus Duke, Maryland versus North Carolina, Maryland versus Georgetown, Wake Forest. It don't matter. Like I love college basketball. I grew up on college basketball because Baltimore, we didn't have a team when I was growing up. They moved to DC in the 70s, I want to say, maybe 80s. I don't know. They used to be the Baltimore Bullets, and then they moved to Washington, was the Washington Bullets, and then they changed it to Washington Wizards.
Yeah.
So I grew up, it was Maryland basketball. My dad, we big Maryland fans. Still a big Maryland fan, man. Shout out to them Terps, man. Yeah, and we used to give Duke and North Carolina hell. No matter how much y'all try to deny it, y'all know Maryland used to get up in y'all. Duke and North Carolina. We used to give y'all the business.
Yeah, New Orleans was in the basketball town after they lost Pistol Pete. And New Orleans Jazz wound up going to Utah, and they wind up getting the Hornets. But I feel like if they lose Zion, I think they gonna lose that team. They're gonna lose the team.
They're not gonna get rid of Zion though. There's no way they do that.
I'm saying if he go through the 7-year span and he go somewhere else, they're not getting another first overall.
There's no way they do that.
They're gonna have to make some moves. They got to make some moves for that dude. They didn't do nothing for AD. They had a horrible. Your boy Dale Demps was messing up the whole team, giving people like, what's your boy name who hurt LeBron? Solomon Hill. Man, give that dude all that fucking money. That shit was horrible.
Boy, Solomon Hill.
And how much money they gave him?
I don't know, but they gave him $21 more.
Yeah, they paid the shit out of both of them dudes, man.
Solomon Hill is trash can water.
And they gave this dude a damn near, like, I can't even remember what it was, but he was making like close to $15 to $20 million a year. Come on, man, get the fuck out of here. Him and Etuan Moe straight, but not like that. That's role players. To my role player and a hot dog water player, like for real. Like that shit horrible. Like I see why AD left. I wasn't even mad when he left. I'm like,
Yeah.
there was enough of this dude time, man. At least we got the first overall pick. At least shit, and we got Zion. But shit, I wasn't mad at him for leaving. Even when
Who
he
your
saw that
team,
first.
Geechee? Who your team in college basketball, Geechee? Let me know. Let me know. But Ron, on topic, you got the Knicks and Heat tipping off right now. Who you got in that game? I
Where
mean,
they
Knicks and
playing it?
Hawks. I said the Heat. Knicks and Hawks.
So I'll be sitting up here being I'll lie if I sit up here and say I watched at least one Hawks regular season game this year. I don't know what the Hawks have and how they playing. I watch a couple of their highlights, but I never watched them really play as a unit. But I like what I saw from the Knicks. I think they gritty. They don't have no superstar on their team. They got a whole bunch of gritty players. I like them to win that series. So I got the Knicks still in this game in Atlanta.
Okay. Who you like in the Brooklyn and Boston game after that?
Boston getting swept. It's over for them. After they lost Jaylen Brown, it's over.
And then who you got in the Clippers and Mavericks after that?
Whew. I won't say the Clippers because I feel like everybody want them to grasp on. I'm gonna say this: if the Clippers lose tonight, they getting swept. But I got them. I got the Clippers winning tonight, and I got the Clippers winning tonight and losing game 4. But if they lose tonight, they getting swept.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I feel like they gonna come out with their backs against the wall. They down 2-0. They gonna come out and jump on top of the Mavericks tonight in Dallas and probably take like a 15, 20 point lead in the first half. I feel like that's gonna be that type of game tonight.
So you think the Clippers gonna win today? So you say they're gonna cover the 2.5 points? You think they'll beat them by more than 3 points today?
Yeah, most definitely. Okay. I feel like they don't have no choice. They have no choice, but
but it don't mean they're gonna. Because I agree with you to a certain extent, but then on the flip side, all the pressure is on the Clippers, and Dallas is at home. They won both games in LA. Now they come at home knowing that if they, like you said, if they win this game, it's a wrap. The Clippers are crushed. So Dallas gonna come out and show out.
Right. Yeah, I feel like if Luka gonna have a bad game, I think it's gonna be game 3. First game at home. I feel like Luka gonna be under pressure to perform how he been performing.
I think obviously I think he playing with house money. All the pressure is on the Clippers because the Clippers are supposed to win.
I actually had them upsetting the Clippers last year, and he played big the first 3 or 4 games, and then he kind of folded back when Porzingis had got. Yeah, he was hurt, but Porzingis had got hurt, wound up getting hurt too. No, what happened? I think that the playoff game when Porzingis got ejected.
I can't remember. I just remember they got hurt, and I probably lost them, but it's all good. Cooch, that's a fact. I seen a whole YouTube video on that. Illegal defense was that rule was just crazy back in the day. They basically you couldn't double team. You had to stay on your man. You came off your man and tried to help, and they was calling illegal D back in the day. So if you was a good one-on-one player with the ball in your hands, and you could take your defender off the dribble, you was going to the rack with no help defense coming over. Yeah, I agree, Super. No pressure for Luka tonight. Yeah. Dallas got some hitters, though. I love Tim Hardaway. People sleep on Tim Hardaway Jr. I don't know why. He don't get the credit he deserves. Tim Hardaway is a solid player. Not saying he's a superstar, but he definitely can bring it. Tell you, them Mavericks, they dangerous for anybody they play, not just the Clippers, but for some reason they just give the Clippers everything they can handle and more. So Clippers, like I said earlier, their backs is against the wall. I'm not touching that game because I say it could go either way, but I got no faith in the Clippers, man. They might win tonight, but I can't bet it. I'll tell you that. I cannot bet it. No way. way. But quick recap before I get out of here. I'm not gonna hold y'all too much longer. Sorry myself. It's late over here in Germany, my time. But quick recap. I like the Hawks tonight. I like Brooklyn. And like I said, I'm not touching that last game. I put my money on Atlanta, so hopefully when I wake up in the morning, I see that Atlanta won. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully. Facts. Cooch, you probably implemented that rule with your old behind. You was probably reffing some of them games back then too. I'm gonna go check out what's that, ESPN Classics, see if you was on that court. But I like the only thing I would bet on that Clippers Dallas game is, like I said, the total. You see it right there, 219.5. I like the total to go over 219.5. So I like Atlanta money line, just straight up bet. I don't think they'll cover the 4.5. I like Brooklyn -8. I think they cover that spread. I think Brooklyn beats Boston by double digits tonight. And then I like the Dallas and Clippers game over the 219. Cooch just 100 years old, Geechee. That's why he sound like that. You know, Cooch is about 103, I think. Turned 103 last week. Shout out to Cooch. Supercat is a coach, though. Supercat, D1 coach, believe it or not. Let them know. Super, pull up if you can before I get up out of here. I mean, you got some insight. You was a coach. You got a championship under your belt, high school. No. Let's see. We can talk about the other games that are not tonight real quick before I get out of here. Let me pull those games up real quick. Lakers Suns. I think the Lakers gonna win that 4-1, maybe 4-2. I think the Lakers beat the Suns. I think Chris Paul hurt his shoulder that first game. Even in that first game, the Suns beat them. You saw like, hey man, the Lakers played terrible and they still only lost by 9. So you figure if AD and LeBron get on their game, Suns can't check them. You know, Jay Crowder trying to check LeBron, like Jay Crowder's too small. Too small, man. Too small. Too small. Too small. There's my man, Super Cat. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, bro?
Hey, man, I'm glad you up in here. You know what I'm saying? For the few people that's in here with us, you know what I'm saying? I know you got that coaching experience. You know what I'm saying? You seeing that you love sports just as much as you love sneakers, just like me.
Well, facts.
You know what I mean? So, I'm glad you pulled up because now I can ask your opinion as far as these games.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you bet on the games, but it's cool. We can talk about it because I'm pretty sure people are interested, you know. And then people might watch this on a playback that's not live and might learn some things about betting and understanding how to read the numbers that's going across the bottom of my screen. So I'll ask you, just like I asked Ron, you got the Hawks and the Heat. They tied 1-1. The Hawks won game 1 on a buzzer beater. Game 2, the Knicks came back, beat them by 9 points. Now they're in Atlanta for game 3. Trae Young just got spit on in game 2. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that.
So what do you think is going down for game 3 between the Hawks and the Knicks?
I think that's going to be a rallying cry for Atlanta. If you notice, Trae Young didn't say anything about the incident at Madison Square Garden. So I think Trae Young is going to use that as motivation and stuff. So I think it's going to be like the baseball series with the Cubs when the guy caught the ball. I think they're going to use that as a rallying cry. So Trae, I think he's one of them players that is not to be taken lightly. And then besides Trae Young, you got Capella. You got
Bogdanovich.
Yeah. You also got what's his name?
Collins.
Yeah, that's who I'm trying to think of. So Atlanta's a good team. Atlanta's got a nice young nucleus, but they did the right thing by getting Nate McMillan, which is a veteran coach that has coached in the NBA. So you look at Nate McMillan's experience.
Yep.
and stuff like that. Oh, wife just gave me that look, so I'm finna step out the room real quick.
Okay. Hey Mo.
He said, "Hey." Hi. Okay. Yeah, she's watching something. She just start kicking the bed.
Okay.
Like, hey, no. But that's my opinion on Atlanta. That's my opinion on Atlanta. I like New
Okay.
York. It's a good team. They're gritty, but there's so much that what's his name is playing suspect right now. Randall. He's not
Nah,
playing. He's not playing like he did this season.
he had a bad game one, but he can't. Julius
Yeah,
Randle been balling. Julius Randle
yeah,
been
he
balling. I
has.
know. Yeah, but Derrick Rose been balling out too.
Yeah, but how far can Derrick Rose really take you?
I'm just saying. I'm just
Yeah,
telling you who balling and who ain't. You know what I'm saying?
I
Look,
agree. I
they
agree.
could easily be the Knicks could easily be up 2-0. They lost on a buzzer beater the first game. So
Right, and nobody expecting Atlanta to win.
right. So we'll see. Now let me get your opinion on the Nets and Celtics series.
It's over with. It's over with. Just get out the brooms.
Get the brooms out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have Brown. You don't Kimber haven't been Kimber and stuff like that. Jason Tatum's a great player, but Jason Tatum can't do it by himself. Boston has been so inconsistent this year.
Yeah. 30. They went 36 and 36 this year in the regular season.
Yeah. It's just been a disappointing year. The one bright spot I like about Boston is they drafted my man out of Oregon, Peyton Pritchard.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Pritchard. I've been following Pritchard since he's like a freshman at Oregon.
Excuse me. But yeah, I think even I know they got the injury with Jaylen Brown. I think even if they had Jaylen Brown, they're not beating the Nets. They might win a game or two.
Yeah, but then
I don't see him being enough with Tatum to beat the Nets.
not with that firepower they got in Brooklyn.
Nah. It's something about ball. Even when they had Kyrie and before that, like they got all that talent. But I think I don't know if you heard me earlier. I think they need a coaching change.
Yeah,
I like Brad Stevens, but I think they need a new coach. What you think?
I think he should have took the Oklahoma job
In college.
Yeah, I think he should have took the Oklahoma job. Brad Stevens is a fantastic basketball mind, but we saw what he was able to do in Boston and stuff.
Yeah.
And after so long, it's like Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan's an excellent college coach, but you look at his record at Oklahoma, now he ain't doing jack in Chicago, even with Levine and stuff. Some of them guys are suited for college basketball more so than the NBA.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at early in the show, man. I forgot about the Hawks getting Nate McMillan. That's a great acquisition for a head coach, somebody who played in the NBA and played well. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I remember him with Seattle Supersonics, if I'm not mistaken, Nate McMillan.
You're correct. That's facts.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Shout out to Nate. And then the last game, Clippers Mavericks. What you thought on that series? What you think going down tonight?
Luka, Tim Hardaway is super underrated, bro. Like he's just as good as his dad. He's not a superstar, but he's just as good as his dad. So you got a guy that can really shoot the ball. Dallas, you got Brunson. Nobody talks about Brunson.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, so you got two NBA kids on that team, but Porzingis has got to play at a higher level. He's got a quiet 20, but he's got to play like Porzingis needs to play like New York Porzingis.
Yeah.
For them to have success. Playoff PG. Yeah, playoff PG. He's been doing okay, but
he had 28-12 game 2.
Yeah, but just the Clippers. I think that the thing that hurt the Clippers is when they gave away Lewis Williams.
Yeah,
that's the thing because they don't have he's like Vinny Johnson.
I remember Vinny Johnson.
Yeah, so that's what Lewis was off the bench to the Clippers, and I think that really hurt him when you take a score off the bench like Lewis Williams.
Yeah, because Clippers last year that whole strong suit was that bench. I mean, yeah, Kawhi and PG, but when that second unit came in, that was a strength for them.
Right, exactly.
Now their bench is kind of a weak point. I mean, Marcus Morris Sr. and playoff Rondo hasn't shown form yet like he did last year with the Lakers.
And he's just not a good fit, you know what I'm saying, with the Clippers. I think he's better suited with the Lakers or, you know, like somebody like that, you know, maybe Dallas. But, you know, him and Carlisle fell out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man. Like I said, for those of y'all still in here, for those of y'all who probably just joined, I don't know. I got the Hawks tonight. I put my money on the Hawks. Hopefully they back me up. I don't know. It's called gambling for a reason, you know.
Yeah.
If I knew I was going to win every game, I'd be rich. But you know, I'm
Just-
riding with the Hawks. I think getting spit on and then coming home.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
got
bro,
something for you.
all you gotta do is get a book and a DeLorean and go back in time.
Oh man.
Back to the Future reference, folks.
Shout out. Well, you know what? And that's the cap for those games. And then, what you think about the Lakers and the Suns?
Without a healthy Chris Paul, it's over with. And I don't know what's gonna happen with Booker. He might get suspended.
Yeah. What? So I didn't catch the game. I saw. You know, it's late over here. I'll be asleep because of the time zone difference. But I woke up. I saw the alerts on my phone. Him and Crowder got into it. Was it him and Crowder?
Yeah, he basically pushed Crowder out the air. No, it was he pushed Schroeder out the air.
Oh, Dennis Schroeder, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was Crowder and Booker that got into it with Schroeder, and both of them got ejected.
Okay.
So I don't know what, I just saw the highlights this morning because actually yesterday I was spending time with my wife and stuff. I got off of work and stuff, so I haven't really been watching, but I hear the playbacks and hear what they say and stuff, of course.
Respect. So you think you think that's going to be a 4-1 because Lakers right now up 2-1. You think it's going to go 4-2 or what?
I think it's going to go 4-2. I think it's at least 6.
Okay.
At least
all right,
6.
but you got the Lakers though.
I got the Lakers for sure and I think it's the best situation for him. And if LeBron does this, being a play-in team, he cements his legacy more and more. You know, and that's the way I look at it because you be the first person to be down 3-1, and you being the first person to win a play-in to win a championship. If he does do it, that's an amazing accomplishment. I don't see too many great NBA players doing that. Being the first and the bubble. I forgot about that.
Yeah. If LeBron get ring number 5, now we talking the same amount as Kobe, the same amount as Tim Duncan, and just one behind MJ.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not a LeBron nut rider, but you got to put some respect on LeBron.
I mean, I've been following him since he was in high school, so that's the thing. Just looking at him, he's a man amongst boys, but there's a lot of expectation that he had coming out, and he out the gate, but it's the media that put the pressure on him as well. You know what I'm saying? So, people saying that he can't, he was like maybe the right basketball player, but my thing is, everybody wants the next LeBron, everybody wants the next Jordan, and everybody wants the next Kobe. Won't we say because when we don't have them expectation, we get disappointed automatically off the gate. So my thing is, won't we say let's see the best next thing, or let me see the next greatest thing, so we won't put expectations, so we won't be disappointed.
Right. I like that. Super. Then Ron, I see you backstage. I'm just letting you know right now we ain't finna talk about Braun the whole time. I got what you think Super Cat Sixers series against the Wizards right now is 2-0 Philly.
I think Wizards probably gonna win like 1 or 2. But Philly's gonna knock them out. But with that whole popcorn situation, and I think it's gonna be a rallying cry too.
Okay,
but because Russell is gonna come out to play out the gate if he's not seriously hurt.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Let me ask you. Then we got the Jazz and the Grizzlies, and actually the Grizzlies actually won a game. John Morant scored. Well, you know what? They won game 1. I take that back.
Right.
Then Memphis overcame John Morant's 47 points and won.
You mean Utah?
Yeah, Utah. Sorry, you know what I'm trying to say.
I got you.
Yeah.
But Donovan Mitchell didn't play the first game. He played the second game.
Right. And he dropped, I think, 25 that second game.
Right. So when Utah's a good team, they wear balance. So this is, it's a learning curve for Memphis because this is their first playoff. They got some great young pieces. It's a building block for Memphis, but I just like Utah in this series.
Appreciate that, Leak. I appreciate that, Leak. Hey, if you can get up here too, Leak. If you rock with basketball, whatever, you can get up here and speak your piece. Appreciate you stopping by. Tell a friend and tell a friend. But go ahead, Super Cat.
But it wouldn't shock me if that dark horse Memphis comes in and win that series. It wouldn't shock me.
Okay. It would shock me. I'll tell you that. If Memphis knock off Utah, that.
Yeah, but Morant's a whole different animal, and then you got Jackson Jr. back, and what's his name from Duke? I can't even think of his name. He's in my what's his name that got in trouble? Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen come, but what's his name? My Ducky. I'm an Oregon guy. Dylan Brooks been playing out here. Shit.
Yeah.
But Dylan and Morant and JJ, that's the future of Memphis.
Yeah. Shout out to Memphis. Ron, you got and then hold on, Ron. Actually, Super Cap. Before I go to Ron, the Bucks and the Heat series. That's the one series I left out. What you think about that series?
Buck is actually upgraded because you got two Bulldogs. You got Holiday and you got PJ Tucker. You got two physical Bulldogs to go with Giannis. Their defense and offense is put together because PJ will give you buckets inside out. He can post. He can shoot threes. Giannis does his thing. And you got actually a true point guard now in Milwaukee that actually can conduct, can score, can create, which takes pressure off of Giannis. So don't
forget they got Chris Middleton too.
Yeah, and Chris Middleton, yeah. But you know the funny thing is, I think is going to leave LA this year. Kawhi. I think he's going to Miami next year.
Okay, we'll touch on that. Ron, you got anything to add on them series?
What I like the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies probably done now that Mitchell back. I like their team. Valanciunas, you missed out on Valanciunas. I think he a big part of the success.
My fault. I can't think of everybody.
As far as Milwaukee, I spoke on that. I feel like the Heat threw their best shot the first game when they went into overtime. I don't think they got nothing left in the tank. I don't think they have an answer for Milwaukee. I think it's gonna be a sweep. I don't even think Miami gonna get a win. I felt like they had their best chance when they lost about 1 or 2 points in the first game. Chris Middleton hit the game winner. That was it.
Yeah.
I think Memphis threw their best shot at the Jazz too. Ja Morant, that 47-point, he not about to keep doing that. I think they done the Jazz gonna be too much for them to handle. They too well balanced and well coached for the Grizzlies. They too young. But I like the Grizzlies team. They gritted though. But they ain't gonna let it be no walk in the park. But they done. They done.
Yeah.
I got the 4-1.
What about the Ron? What about the Sixers and the Wizards?
You might well get out the Brum because I don't see the supporting cast for the Wizards stepping up to do nothing. Philly too well balanced, also too well coached. Got way better role players. I don't see the Wizards role players stepping up. I feel like, Bradley Beal walking bucket and Westbrook gonna play his heart out, but I don't think Hawk gonna get them a win at all in the series. I got them getting swept too.
Okay. All right. Miss LaShawn Terry, I see you just snuck in here. Shout out, salute to you, Miss LaShawn Terry. Appreciate you pulling up. Like I said, y'all tell a friend about this parking lot, man. It's gonna be popping over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I love the sports talk.
Yeah, and this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? I do it just as much as I love shoes. Try to bring y'all something different over here. So we got our platforms for the sneaker battles and the sneaker talk. I mean, we talk sneakers over here too. Don't get it twisted. We're gonna have the sneaker stuff over here too. But just bring something a little different. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do something everybody else doing. Give it a little.
I feel like I'm on
ESPN. Because Huh?
That's how I feel like I'm on ESPN on the panel. Sometimes I be fussing when Stephen A. Smith and them be saying stupid stuff. I can finally reply now.
Yeah, you know, Max look like a dead headlights anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, hey, everybody come here, man. You welcome, man. Like I said, this is fun. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have fun over here on this channel,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? With the sneakers and the sports. Cause I feel like sneakers and sports go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's
Yes, sir.
correct.
I feel like it's hard to like shoes and not like sports in some sort. You might not be the biggest sports fan,
Right.
but it's a reason why you like them Jordans or them Kobe's or whatever, them LeBrons or whatever athlete or somebody, you know. It go hand in hand. Geechee says Stephen A. Smith trash.
He just ride the wave. I mean, I guess you could call him a very intelligent. He intelligent as far as like he know what to say on the air. He know what to say.
Yeah.
But like sometimes he just ride the wave. Here, 1 second he'll be talking down on Kyrie. Now the next second Kyrie is this basketball god and all that. 1 second he asking for the man to retire. He be all over the place. Stephen A. just can't make up his mind.
Yeah.
Worse than
I like
all that.
Undisputed with Skip and Shannon Sharp.
I can't watch it because I honestly can't watch. I watch when Skip get on, I just cut it off because he said the most retarded shit that like I can't fathom how he get on TV saying what he be saying. He said the most.
But I like Skip a lot because he go against the grain and he don't, like you said, he don't ride the wave.
Yeah,
he don't ride the wave.
Yeah, but I know you like Skip because Skip do love the Spurs. I hope you don't like the Cowboys.
Yeah, he do. He's a huge Cowboy.
No, not me. I hate the Cowboys.
No, I'm talking about Skip.
Oh yeah, I was talking about.
Oh,
no, he talking about me.
Raider
yeah, you know, I'm Raider Nation all day, baby. Raider Nation, baby.
Yeah.
I felt like I don't know what y'all gonna do. Like I don't see y'all. Not no disrespect. I don't see y'all making no noise. Really, no time soon. Y'all division. Kansas City is kind of bust open. Who y'all got in y'all division? Y'all got the Chargers. Herbert done made them a little bit better.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get into that. We'll save football talk for another episode. I ain't gonna get into all that. I'll just say this: we beat the Chiefs last year, and we should have swept them because the second game they beat our safety blue coverage. I leave it at that, and we beat the Saints.
This games is anybody it's like college football. Is anybody game when they playing a divisional opponent in the NFL? It don't matter.
Yeah.
You could be 13 or 14-0.
Yeah.
And you could lose to a divisional opponent. You know, it's fair game. It's a rivalry game. Rivalry game. Anybody can get upset.
That's a fact. When it comes to division games in the NFL, throw that stuff out the window. Throw the records out the window.
Yeah.
Johnny Outlaw, we're gonna say football for another time. Right now, we're gonna stay on. We're gonna try to stay on topic. We'll bring it. Trust me. I all this is planned. You know, we can't talk about everything. We got to save stuff, let it build up. That way, when I go live, we got stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
We're talking about everything right now. Ain't nobody gonna tune in.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep it on these NBA playoffs. But I'm finna wrap this up soon. It's going on. What time is it over here? Let me check my phone. Yeah, it's 1:33 in the morning, and I gotta hit the road. So I'm gonna wrap this up here in a couple minutes. I'm glad. Hey, I appreciate both of y'all pulling up, man. Anybody could have pulled up here, but y'all two did. You know what I'm saying? And Ron, it definitely do. Now that I'm looking at it, and I got the little ticket going across the bottom, it do look like we on one of these sports talk shows.
Yeah, most definitely. I like it. It's dope. It's dope. I like it.
Yeah, I try to put a little effort into it. You know what I'm saying? Get it going like like Sports Center. You know what I'm saying? With the little games going across the bottom.
Yes, sir. If I'm at work, I most of the time when you go live last Friday, I couldn't catch you because we had a major job in the city. I couldn't even touch my phone because we were so busy. But man, one thing I want to ask you: how the roads is in Germany? Because I be seeing movies when people going like about 85, the speed limit 85, 90, and all that. How the roads is?
On the Autobahn, yeah. You can fly. You know what I'm saying? But the street roads, like, it's narrow, winding,
right?
Barely any guardrails. Like, if you go off the side of the road, like, bye. You know what I mean? But you know, it's right. They drive the same side of the road as we do. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of traffic circles, not a lot of traffic lights. You know what I'm saying?
How the
It's,
automobiles is out there? Because I know the Germans make a
you
lot
know
of
they top. You know they top notch with the Audis and the BMWs, and it's those things like water around here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. They are. But if you want to know, come visit. I say come visit.
I got so many places on my bucket list. I hope I could get there. Got to stop buying shoes and start traveling.
There you go. As I tell people, hey, DeCarlo, what's good, my boy? You done snuck in here. DeCarlo always come in at the last minute when I'm ready to wrap my lives up. That boy always pop in here at the last minute. Always. Lee, my wife is in the military, Lee. We stationed out here.
That's up. What I was about to ask, I was about to say, I know we not talking about sneakers and stuff. When the next trap house battle is?
I've been getting with Yonte. Yonte was supposed to pull up. I think they canceled not the whole tournament, but they supposed to have round 2. I think it got pushed back. You know what I'm saying? So,
she said that she going out of town, and when she was supposed to battle, the person she was supposed to battle wind up backing out or whatever.
yeah, I gotta tap in because during the week the time zone it kills me because I work every day. I've been working overtime every day like the last 3 weeks, bro. Like so, I'd be like I gotta play catch up with the rest of the sneaker community. You know, catch the playbacks to figure out what's going on until the weekends when I got some time to sit here and go through
things. Did you actually watch that battle that I was talking about?
Yeah. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, all right.
We'll probably talk about that on IG Live.
All right.
You know, I saw Payne on Chilltown's channel going off, and I was like, here we go. So, it is what it is. It is what it is.
I don't want to get it too personal about this whole situation and all that, but who on the panel had a problem with Payne? Because that's what I heard, that somebody that was on a panel a few years ago was supposedly had a problem, and that's how the thing supposedly started.
I guess he was talking about Cadillac, but Cadillac said he ain't had no issues, you know, judging his wife's battle. So it is what it is.
Right.
You know. But Super Cat, you got any last words before I wrap this up?
I appreciate always you have me on your panel, bro. I'm truly blessed always to be on this situation.
Hey, same, bro. I'm honored to have y'all on. You know what I mean? Like this. You know what I mean? You know, it's cool to hear myself speak, but I like to hear other people speaking back. You know what I mean? Instead of listening to my own voice the whole time.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I appreciate you having me on too. I most definitely did learn some with the sports betting, even though I try to stay away from gambling. But I'll pass the information on to somebody else. I teach it on. But I appreciate you having me on. It's always dope being on your panel. You're a great host. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, anytime, bro. Anytime. Y'all, you be safe out there in New Orleans. Super Cat, be safe out there in Alabama. I'm gonna tuck this one in for the night. Salute to everybody who tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tell a friend, check this channel out, man. It's more than just sneakers. We do sneakers and sports over here. So y'all come through, man. And I'll be cooking something up for next week. Best believe. Next Friday, same time, 5:30 Eastern is going down.
I'm pulling up. Long as I'm not busy at work, I'm here every Friday. I'm tuned in.
Bet. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate y'all boys.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Salute.
All right, bro.